Alright guys, getting introduced to HTML tables was great. We have seen how to create table elements, and then after inside the table elements how we put our table data or TD elements inside the TR or table row elements. Now after that table elements, table row or TD elements, there comes a table header elements or TH elements. The table header element or TH elements are used to provide heading to columns or rows of cells. The TH element is similar to the TD element only, as we have seen in the last video that when we take TD elements it creates cells or columns. TH is also similar to the TD, it also creates cells or columns. But the exception is that TH element signifies a heading for columns or rows, whereas TD element represents generic data. For example, here we have taken a table. Right now here we have taken a table tag. Inside the table tag we have 3 TR elements. You can see here 3 TR elements, and inside all of these 3 TR elements we have 3 TD elements also, that is TD here. So this TD will create columns and this TR will create rows. So let's have a look here. Here we can see, first of all, let's increase the font size, say font size maybe 24 pixel, save it, then give it a refresh. And we have also applied borders to our table as well as to individual cells. So this is our table outer border, and inside the table we are having 3 rows, first, second and the third, and in each rows we are having 3 columns, first column, second column and third column. So right now we are discussing about the table header elements. So whenever we need to provide headings for these columns, individual columns, or for these individual rows, so we can use table header or TH element. So right now inside our HTML document we are not having any table header or TH elements. So let's provide one heading for columns. So let's take once again TR, and TH element will also coming inside the TR element. TR will create rows and TH will create cells but heading for columns. So let's have, for each column we will be having one table heading, that is table header, so TH. So for the first column let's say accessories, and for the second column we'll have brand, and for the third column let's have price in dollar. Okay, now save it, then give it a refresh. Okay, here we are. So this time we are having accessories heading for these columns and brand heading for these columns, and price in dollar is the heading for the third column or the last column. So for the TH also let's apply border here, save it, then give it a refresh. Now this is fine. Alright guys, so this is how we provide table header or TH elements. So to make more clear between TH or TD, in a simplest way, table header or TH element can consider as similar to heading elements, that is H1 through H6. As we all know, from H1 to H6 we use these elements to create heading. So similarly inside the table we use TH element to provide headings. So similarly we use TH element to create headings, but here inside the header we have just TH. We do not have from TH1 or TH2 or through TH6. We have just one table heading, that is TH element. Whereas TD is similar to a paragraph element. So to represent generic paragraph or generic lines we use P element. So similarly here inside table we use TD element to present generic data. Additionally, the table header or TH elements comes with a scope attribute. Depending upon the data, the scope attribute allows us to use the TH element for both rows and columns. That means we can use TH element as a heading for columns also as well as for the rows also. And the scope attribute accepts the values such as call, row, call group and row group. The most commonly used values are call and row. The call values indicates that every cell within the column relates directly to the table header, and the row value indicates that every cell within the row relates directly to that table header. For example, right now here we have a table that we have already seen. So now as we can see here that we are having heading for each and every columns, accessories for this column, brand for this column, and price in dollar is for these columns. So to provide relation between the heading as well as the sale within this column, we can use scope attribute. So here this th is related to the first column, so we can use scope attribute, say call. Now save it, then give it a refresh. It does not make any changes in the appearance, but it provides some semantic value. So now this accessories is related to the sales within this column, and similarly we can provide for all the headings here. Okay, now give it a refresh. So now each and every heading is related to the sales within the column. Alright, so this is how we use call value for the scope attribute. We can also use row value for the scope attribute. So to relate each sales within a row to the table header, we can use row value for the scope attribute. So let's first of all have another table inside our HTML document. This time we will use call value as well as row value for the scope attribute. So first of all, let's have a table here. And inside the table, the very first thing we will take tr and then th for the table heading, and here we'll say name. We need 3 column, say phone and this city. Then another tr, this time we'll use td for the table data or table sales, so say and let's have another tr, sorry not td, tr, and this time we'll have let's another td, this time let's say and one more row. So we are having 3 rows actually inside this table. Alright, so here we have another table. Inside this table we are having first row for the table heading and another 3 rows, and in each and every rows we are having 3 columns. Okay, now let's have a look here. Give it a refresh. Alright, so here we have our second table. First of all, let's apply some amount of padding to our th and td. Say 16 px would work fine. Save it, then give it a refresh. Perfect. So this is our second table. Alright, so the name, phone and city, the name should be directly related to these all sales within the first column, and the phone should be directly related to all of these sales in the second column, and the city should be directly related to the all of these sales inside the third column. So to do that we use scope attribute with the value call. So for the heading th first, let's say call, sorry, scope call values. Similarly all of these headings, save it, give it a refresh. Perfect. Now say these cells, all of the name are directly related to all of these cells inside each and every row. For example, this Joel Gardner is a heading and directly related to all of these cells inside the first row, and similarly the second name is directly related to all of these cells inside the second row, and so on. So to implement that, first of all we will replace this td with th. So now these names will be working as a heading. So for that purpose, right now for the this will be th, and similarly here also same goes to here and here. Now save it. Perfect. So let's give it a refresh. So now all of these names are also a heading for each and every rows. So let's provide the scope attribute here. as this th is working as a heading for these rows, for these rows, so we can provide the value row. And similarly here, and similarly here also. Now save it. Now let's give it a refresh. Perfect. So right now inside the second table we are having name heading, which is related to all of the sales inside the first column, phone for the sales inside the second column, city for the sales inside the third column, and this Joel Gardner is the heading for all of these sales and directly related to the sales inside the first row, and so on for all of these sales. Alright guys, so it is recommended to use the scope attribute that helps screen readers and other technologies. And additionally, we may find in most of the browsers the th elements are aligned center. As we can see, this name, phone and city is aligned center inside the sales. Similarly, for all of these headings is aligned center inside the sales.